उनको सीधा नहीं
questioning round. Anyone wants to throw the first question to? Who wants to throw the first question to? No, Karthik.
Can I first respond to what Karthik has said in the previous panel? And I thought he had a brilliant idea.
Can you hold your mic closer?
He spoke about TV plus digital, and just to let this audience know, and Karthik, I'm sure you know, that we have worked with BARC for the see, most of the problems with BARC are not technology or capability issues. I've been involved with BARC, well, I've been chairman for the last 6 months, but I've been involved with BARC in many capacities. This is a statement I want to make, and I'm sure most of you know this, that it's not a capability. It's a stakeholder management. It's, so for example, we have worked on TV plus digital 5 years back. We paid Nielsen 15-20 crore rupees. We had to write it off. We were ready to roll. It's all about stakeholders agreeing that, we do need a common currency of TV plus digital. There are pros and cons. What are the challenges? So, and that's going to be my theme all through. Yeah. So it's not a capability issue, it's a stakeholder issue.
Okay. Shall I throw the first question at you? My first question to you is on landing pages. And you see, there is a responsibility that BARC has. You can't dodge the responsibility. Allow me to complete. You see, nowadays you have TV channels who say, we have a lot of money, we are going to throw money, we are going to spend 20, 30, 40 crores in buying landing pages. If we have the money, so be it. We'll be the #1 channel if we have a lot of money. I mean, this is an absurd proposition. Firstly, I think no channel should talk like this. I think news is about serving the audience with news, not trying to buy landing pages. Now, you have the technology to differentiate between what is a landing page viewership and what is a normal viewership, right? If these channels say that landing page is a marketing tool, then it can be defined as a marketing tool. But when that marketing tool upsets the viewership pattern in what is a very sensitive genre, where the numbers are easily affected, BARC has the ability to differentiate it. Why can't BARC put out two viewership, with or without landing pages? It has the technology. It has the technology to do it. And the reason I'm asking you this is because would you want to see a situation, Shashi, where there are only people with lots of money who survive in the media business? Now we have corporate houses, biggest industrial houses of India doing the news. Would you like to see a situation, suppose each of them decides, we'll spend 100 crores on landing pages, let's finish the business, let's destroy, then none of us who are on the stage will survive as channels. And I think you are in a very strong position. Am I speaking for NBF? Yeah? You're in a very strong position with one decision to make that change. You can go to these channels and say, if you believe in your content, then let your content get you the audience. Why don't you take that decisive step?
So may I respond? Thank you for asking the question. Thank you for making the opening question. Let me give you a context and not an evasive answer, but I'll give you the real answer. I speak from the heart, whatever gets me into trouble, but so be it. So, BARC created a landing page algorithm about, I forget, 3 years back. At that time, I was not the chairman, but I was involved running the TechCom, along with, the core TechCom, the broadcaster and an advertiser. So the then CEO of BARC, and there was an oversight committee in Praveen Tripathi, various people designed the algorithm, and they came back saying that we must cut out the entire session. So if we are discovering landing page, the entire session should go out, right? Which is in a way what you're asking for, that the entire session should go out. At that point in time, the broadcaster nominee, and there's a point I'm going to make at the end of it, the broadcaster nominee on the core TechCom was from a large GEC, and he turned around and said, they were also playing cricket. He said, are you trying to say when I get a big tournament like IPL, and if you take out whatever the landing page, the whole session will go out, the whole match will go out. And he said, this is not acceptable. We are doing it as a sampling mechanism, and sampling is there if someone is staying on, so you find out what is less and you want to move out. This is one point. The second suggestion which was made, and then the advertiser member on the core TechCom, very respected and able guy, he said, listen, we as advertisers, and I remember those words vividly, we do shop displays, and shop displays, if you're doing merchandising, and if someone buys because of that, so be it. So this was the interesting thing. I don't know. The interesting thing was that BARC had recommended knock off the entire session, and, it was shut down.
So you are saying that in spirit, allow me to complete. You are saying that in spirit you disagree with the measurement of
No,
landing
I am not
pages.
getting to a
On the
personal
shop
view.
floor issue, one counter to you.
No, listen,
if
let
I
me
go to
complete.
a shop,
Let me complete the whole
Okay,
story.
okay, sure.
The story is there. Now, so, point I'm making, what I have, where in my IPG hat is a separate point, of my point of view. But as BARC, our capability exists to knock off the entire session, correct? It was shot down by the collective wisdom of the board and the TECOM at that point in time, of which I was part of. Having said that, 10 days back, without going to, finally you must understand, BARC is represented, broadcast is represented what is called by IBDF, where all of you are members of IBDF, correct? So, rightly or wrongly, they are the ones who represent. 10 days back, with the president of IBDF, this issue came up again. And I narrated the story. I said, listen, it is your decision to tell us collectively, and then we'll carry the other stakeholders, whether you want the entire session to be knocked off or not. In fact, the algorithm for knocking off the entire session makes our life far easier than doing this
Yes,
business
it does.
of what we are doing. So, now, this is just a 10-day-old story, and IBDF has to get back. It's not a BARC decision. It's a
Did you
stakeholder-
take a decision at that meeting of IBDF?
So IBDF has to revert whether they want to go. As you know, this is a split house. You know, we also suggested, if you feel uncomfortable doing it for all genres, do it only for news. Correct?
Yes.
So my request is that it is not a issue of, and this is where when I talked of collaboration in this session, this could be one attempt. There are few broadcasters today who are for landing pages, many more. So it's for the IBDF to tell the organization,
Right.
listen, we agree, you knock off the entire session. It will take off the entire session.
Since, I'm sorry I'm taking too many questions. After this, I won't ask questions. I promise. Odd. You see, I'm not anchoring tonight, so I have to make up. No, I'm just saying to you, Shashi, you're a reasonable person. You have great wisdom and experience, and I know that what you're saying is very genuine. We don't have a seat on IBDF, so we are such a large federation, and we are treated like we are not on the IBDF board, whereas others who have smaller groups are on the IBDF board in multiple levels. We would like you to, because you have great clout, to correct that or do something to correct that, maybe recommend that. But in the interim, can I, on behalf of everyone at NBF and Indian industry, request you to allow us to petition you formally, and we've sent a petition you, meet you, and maybe as a group make a formal pitch to you on why we are pained by this, because we feel if India is only going to be run by 3 groups,